Inspector Spacetime has taken on a prominent role in Community. Especially in the 4th season, we actually go to an Inspector Spacetime convention.
Hey, Mark.
It's the show that Troy and Abed love.
Hey, Randy, Kate. Hey, Randy.
Take that, Morgan! Good show, Inspector.
Like many things in our show, they start very small as little one-offs, and then they grow into something that no one can control anymore. So that's Inspector Spacetime.
Oh, and in that episode is Matt Lucas, who's from Little Britain, who is so funny. It's like the man speaks in punchlines. He's a genius.
All right. Guilty as charged.
Trisha Hoffer from Battlestar Galactica is going to be here, which is very exciting. That show's amazing, and it's just amazing to have these worlds collide.
Inspector Spacetime convention, it was so cool because I was like, this stuff is fake, like we made up all this world, but it feels real. Like halfway through I was like, I don't remember it in this episode. Oh, wait, because the show's not real.
Hi, I'm Denise Pizzini, and I'm the production designer on Community.
I'm Don Deers, and I'm the set decorator.
And we're going to take you on a little tour of the Inspector Spacetime convention.
Right now, they're actually building another set. I think you can hear it. Can you guys hear it?
These are the different inspectors.
Through the ages, so that we had to create a backstory for the show, so we did a photo shoot with some actors, because there's supposed to be 50 years of Inspector Spacetime. Episodes, of course, that don't exist.
We created some villains as well.
But then some sort of aliens that, you're never really quite sure where they're from or what they do or what their evilness is. For instance, behind you was something we found at Sony, which is, we call them the meat sacks, which are just these bizarre aliens. We're not quite sure what the narrative is, but it was, we were going for scale.
The people on this crew are amazing because everything was legit. I mean, there was all kinds of knickknacks. There was a real phone booth. Just so many different things that were placed there on the set that I thought were amazing. And, excuse me.
Well, they recreated like a Comic-Con-like place.
The 2 or 3 times we've gone to Comic-Con, I have snuck on the floor to see what it's like, and it's mayhem.
Comic-Con is crazy. It is jam-packed.
But the feeling at Comic-Con is always, it's very chaotic and like a little bit terrifying.
A little bit scary.
But then so awesome and gratifying to walk out and see the fans there and their enthusiasm.
Thank God, because the fans are the greatest fans in the world, and it was just, we were just terribly fortunate.
We go back every year now. We've been there 3 times, and each time I'm more and more excited by it because it is a place to celebrate fandom, and I think that's really kind of cool to see 500,000 people assembled in a giant convention center freaking out.
I think all our extras for the last 4 years have been the type who would go to Comic-Con.
The background actors, they looked for people who had their own costumes, their own cosplay, so everyone kind of got up every morning themselves and dressed themselves.
Props and costumes did an amazing job with like the background.
The background brought their own costumes, a lot of them.
There were demons and aliens and princesses and furry creatures. I don't know. A lot of furries.
Everybody was dressed up as characters, and I was like, I want to know who that is. I want to know that character. And like, oh, they did such a good job. But the best part is like, some people did shitty jobs. Like sometimes you go to Comic-Con and you'll be like, that's not Wolverine.
I got you a present.
We've created a universe of gadgetry and with the finest degree of nerdyism we could come up with. So we've taken a lot of found objects and just tried to make them into sort of steampunked, spacey things. So we wanted everything to be kind of crafty and homemade and, really complement the kind of characters that we see. You probably never had one before.
The convention center was probably, it's definitely one of those moments I'll always remember walking into the set for the first time being like, holy shit.
These are from several prop houses. This is our own phone booth that we built. We have a spaceship that we rented from Universal. Our pyramid was used in a previous episode, and we just repurposed it for this because we are on a budget, a very limited budget for things like this. We couldn't do a show like this if we weren't in Los Angeles because there are so many resources available.
we understand that like people take this stuff seriously, and not in a serious way, but like it's fun, and it's not, the reason why it's fun is because it's detailed.
So this is just basically a joke, a riff on Schrodinger's cat, which was a theory that was an argument against Einstein's theory. And I found this taxidermy at the prop house, and so it became, instead of Schrodinger's cat, Schrodinger's badger. And again, just a fictitious episode that hopefully will riff.
Somebody will see it.
Yeah, and get it.
This is our glue-on photo booth, which Troy and Britta stand up here. The direction, what it said in the script is it should be altar-like. So we were like, well, what, you know, what's that? So we've decided to do a little cityscape. They're like on top of a city with a skylight.
Camera, action.
Jeff and Britta did it. They merged their faces. And it is scary how similar our noses are and a lot of our features are. They had, of course, had to shrink my head down so it could fit with her very petite, beautiful head, as opposed to my large Frankenstein bolts coming out of my neck head.
If I could be a glue-on with anyone else.
Well, I'd want somebody that normally wouldn't be glued to me, so, right? I mean...
1, 2, 3. Allison Bray.
Oh, I just said 3.
I'd like to be a glue-on with Sandra Bullock. She seems like a really nice lady. She gives good gifts, so we'd be shopping a lot.
I think we'd be good to glue on together because we're about the same size.
Yes,
we're about the same height.
So it's probably gonna be a female.
So I'd go with either Sandra Bullock or Oprah, because I think Oprah believes in luxury, and I feel like we would be sleeping on great sheets and riding in really nice cars.
What kind of shoe do you wear?
6.5.
We could almost share shoes.
7.
We could share shoes.
I'd probably be a glue-on with Werner Herzog. He lives a really weird life, and I just want to be there for the ride.
Bro, I want to glue on with Oprah. And we look enough alike that we might not even look like a glue-on. We might look like a regular person walking through the world with 2 heads. I don't know. Anyway.
My wife. Let's say my wife. Bridget!
This is the episode where Jeff finds out he bears an unfortunate resemblance to a fortunate resemblance to a Inspector Spacetime bad guy.
Well, so glad to meet you.
We had our graphic designer do a mock-up of Thoraxis, which is kind of this alien praying mantis type person, but you can tell that it looks just like Jeff.
Background and action.
What the hell is going on here? So suddenly our marriage isn't worth repairing?
What?
Wait, Nigel is married? That is so Thoraxis. And your American accent isn't at all convincing.
Cut.
I get mistaken for every Indian character on television.
I get mistaken for every black woman over a size 2.
A lot of like alpacas, llamas, camels, those kind of creatures that spit a lot.
With doing the soup, people are always like, hey, what's your name? And I'm like, what do you think my name is? And they're like, Tosh? And I'll be like, yes. Will you sign this? And then I'll sign it, Daniel Tosh.
Sherry Shepherd, Octavia Spencer, Oprah, Jill Scott. It's just been an embarrassment of riches. I look like everyone, and everyone looks like me.
Besides them, I get mistaken sometimes for Bronson Pinchot. Who else? Jamie Lee Curtis, of course.
Thanks for going on a set tour with us on Inspecticom here at Community.
That set was incredible, but that's one of the greatest things about this show is that we read something on the page, we read a script saying that we're going to go into an Inspector Spacetime convention, and then on Monday morning we show up here on stage 32 on Paramount Slot, and we never really know what to expect. Well, you always know it's going to be pretty awesome.